Hello friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to review EG6X. So as I discussed in my last video, in this video I'm going to tell you the features and how to operate it and what are the key benefit to buying this and what are the pros and cons. So I will give a detailed information about this product, which include the display features, which include the sound quality, which include how to operate it, which include how to manage your mobile phone or how to you get the display from your mobile phone to a projector. And there are many more things. So keep watching this video and I will tell you whether you should go with this projector or not, and what are the key benefit with this projector and what are the cons with this projector. So as you know, everything have some good and some bad part also. So I will tell you both bad and good part. So it's up to you, you want to go with this projector or not, and I will tell you what all the things which force you to go with this projector and what all the things which may need you to think why you should go with this projector. So overall, as I mentioned in my last video, if you have very good budget, then you have the better options, lots of better options. But if you are running with the low budget and if you want a good quality projector, then you may think toward this projector. As you know, in a market within a 8,000 range, there are lots of projectors. So in this projector and the other projectors which is in the market, the equivalent rate, I will tell you what is the difference in this projector, what extra features in this projector, and why you should consider this, and what is the advantage between the similar range product and this product. But it doesn't mean I will not tell you the wrong part or the part where it is lacking. So there are a couple of things, but it's totally depend upon your requirement. So what is your requirement, how exactly you want to use this, so all depend upon the uses and requirement. So let's start the video and let's see what key features with this projector. And as I said, keep watching this video. I will tell you some key benefit about this projector, and also I will tell you what are the cons of this projector. Okay, so friend, here you can see I have connected this projector with the power, and you may see the red LED is glowing on the top along with the key buttons which is on top on this projector. As I mentioned in my last video, if you want to go with the detail of the keys and alls and the body and what are the box part and all, you have to watch my last video. I don't want to waste the time to review the same things again and again. But just to re-summarize, I will tell you this projector came with the 2 HDMI port, 1 USB port, 1 AV port, 1 USB port, 1 VGA port, 1 3.5 mm jack. So these all are the connectivity features. So the connectivity, as far as the connectivity concerned, this projector have ample amount of connected source, input source. Usually if you go with the identical similar range of projector, you will get the single HDMI port, but here you have the multiple HDMI port which can use to connect multiple devices. So now I'm going to power on this projector, and as you can see, as soon as I powered on, you may see a blue LED is glowing on the top, and also you may see the display. And right now all the lights are on and you may see the brightness, it's not too bad. So I'm going to power off the light and then then show you the actual brightness. Okay, so you can see here approx 120-inch display, and the distance of projector and the wall is around 9.5 feet. So it's a good short range projector. Within a short distance you will get a good or big size of display. So that's one good part of this projector. And also you can see I have taken a display on a wall which is painted with the light green, but even though you may see the color is too good, the contrast ratio is good. So as I said, there is a comparison between this projector and the same range projector, even the eGate projector, eGate E9 projector, if we talk about which range is approx 7,000, 6 to 7,000, that projector came with the less luminous. It is just 1500, and this projector is coming with the 2500 plus luminous. And as you know, the projector's quality depend upon its luminous. And the best part is this projector came with the 1500:1. It's a contrast ratio of this projector. At the same time, if you go with the eGate projector, the one which is coming in a 6,000 range or 6,500 range, that have just 1000:1. It's a contrast ratio, and the same their luminous is just 1500. So here, if you pay 1000 extra, you are getting two things, which is the key things in a projector. First is the luminous, and second is the contrast ratio. Much as in order to get the better quality of picture, you should have the better contrast ratio and the better brightness ratio. And here in this projector, you have both of the things better than any other projector with the same range. Especially I'm talking about the eGate projector, eGate E9 or something, which cost around the 6,000 or 6,500. I don't go with the lots of projectors and lots of variant, because all are the Chinese projector, the range are identical. So even though this is a Chinese projector, but the good part is this projector have a customization according to Indian market. So it's a kind of rough and tough projector. Okay friends, so now I'm going to play one video from YouTube. Okay, and this is the same video which I had uploaded. So it's a 4K video. Let's see the clarity of this projector. And I am shooting it in a day time, but the lights are off. You may see this is a 4K video, and the quality seems good, but don't compare this one with your 4K TVs. You can't get the image like a 4K TV, but it looks much impressive. So you can see here, it's a 4K video. It does support 4K video, and it will be give you the better quality in a 4K in compare of other format. However, this is just a HD projector which support up to the full HD. It's not typical 4K projector, so resolution is not as much as 4K device supported. But again, the picture quality seems very good. If you are paying just 8 or 9,000 and you are getting a 4K video played, and which seems much impressive. If you see here, the color contrast ratio, everything looks good. Okay, now I'm going to show you the Miracast feature. You can see in a display from the left to the second, there is a three box. First box is source, second is a Miracast, and third one is a iOScast. So Miracast is basically which is used to take a display from a Google based device to the projector, and iOScast is something which is used by the Apple devices to get the display. So here you have option to get the display from both the Google device as well as the Apple device. So you can use any smartphone and get the display on this projector. So let me show you how to get the display from a Google device. Okay friends, so the main things which I have to show you here, it's a Miracast for which I get lots of requests, and some of the requester was saying, some of the viewers were saying they want to know how the Miracast is working. So as of now I have checked, and since the last couple of days I am operating it, and I don't see any lag with the Miracast. So if you have some confusion here, like the Miracast is not working or something, so for me it's working perfectly fine, and there is a very smooth operation with the Miracast. I will play a video and show you how the Miracast is working with this particular projector. And also I get a complaint, or I get a query like the projector is getting blurred from top, but you see here there is no blurredness. But yes, if you don't use the keystone properly, then you may see some blurredness. So the keystone there is a key on the top of the projector. There are two keys, one key is for focus and second key for the keystone. If you adjust the keystone, you will get the you will not get the such kind of issue. So due to the incorrect keystone settings, you may see the blurredness in picture. Let me show you an example of blurredness. If you see on the top, you will see the very unvisible Wi-Fi icon, and once I adjust it, you may see the focus and clarity. So here the 15-inch keystone features given on this projector, and that help us to control such kind of issues. So it's however you see somewhere it is mentioned that there is some blurredness on the top of the projector. It's all about the adjustment, how you adjust your projector. So there are no such issue with the blurredness. And let me show you the Miracast option. So it's a very easy. You have to select the Miracast from the, either you can use the remote or you can use the key, but the key which is on top of the projector. So I'm selecting the Miracast and click OK, and the Miracast is starting. In order to use the Miracast, you have to enable the smart view features or screen mirroring from your device. So here I'm using a device where the smart view features is enabled, and you may see here ZYcast D3FF is mentioned. We simply need to click on it, and you see the same things. As soon as we click on it, and it is connecting and connected successfully. So you have to see on a display the mobile screen is coming. So you can see here the ZYcast and the smart view options is there, okay, which must need to be enabled in order to connect the Miracast. So setup is very simple. In both side, on a projector side you have to enable the Miracast, and your device side, either your laptop or your mobile smartphone, this screen mirroring option or the smart view option should be enabled. That will be enable your remote device or phone device or laptop to project their screen on a projector. Here you can see I have play a video using the Miracast features, and you may see there is no lags. The video play very smoothly. It's a compressed video, even though the picture quality seems better. It's playing from the mobile. So you may see sometime there is a lagging. It's up to your file. If you are using a file, the compressed file, and the file is not playing, even though you may see such kind of a slowness or blurredness on your phone, also where the pixel are cracking. So it's not about the issue of your projector. It's more about the file which you are trying to play, So play a file which is good, and here you can see I'm playing a video and it looks pretty good and there is no lagging, and the sound is also good. I can't play the sound because it's a copyright issue, so I'm just stopping the video as I can't play the content from the YouTube or content from the any I mean media source, because it's a kind of a piracy. We can't do I mean it's against the Copyright Act. So I just trying to show you how the display and how the Miracast is working. So Miracast is working perfectly fine. There is no issue with the Miracast. And the other thing, there is a source. If you go with the source, you can connect both I mean couple of HDMI and the USB also. Okay, I'm clicking on a source, and it gives us the option from which source you want to play. So as of now I haven't connected anything on HDMI 1 or 2 or VGA, or neither I have connected anything over the AV. So here are the 4 ports you have to use in order to. Okay, so it's all about the source. There are 4 sources here, and apart from it, you have the display setting options here. You may change the image settings and the sound setting also. There are lots of sound settings here, the default one, and there was the custom settings also. Using the equalizer you can make the sound adjustment, and sound is not bad, even though there is a single speaker, but the sound quality is good. Let's talk about the image. Here you can see the multiple options on the image also, the aspect ratio, the image mode, brightness, contrast, color, sharpness. So these are the features which you can adjust according to your need and according to the video input. So and if you want to play the USB, anything from the USB, you won't go to the source. You simply go to the media and click on media, and here I have connected an USB device which is from the Kingston, and you can see here an hard disk icon, which is a basically pen drive, and this device is supporting up to 2 terabyte as per the company. So you can play unlimited music, video and photos. So let me show you how the clarity and how it is working. So I have a video here. I'm just playing a video. So the USB option is also working perfectly fine. There is no issue with the USB. The same you have the music, photo and other whatever content you have in your USB device, you can see it here. It supports lots of format, so you can play MP3, MP4, AVI, anything. You can play the JPG, you can open the text, everything you can open it here. So it it's full of features. With this projector you get a lot of features, you can use it, and so it's all about the available features and the settings which you can see here, and as I mentioned earlier also, there are 2 pre-installed apps. One is the Cola and second is the YouTube. In both app you can see the pictures, you can do you can play the pictures, you can play the movies. There are default movie, but here the one thing, the YouTube does not allow you to adjust the picture quality. That is the bad part of this projector, because it's given you the limited options, and but again it's playing a good video, the default video, the standard one, the picture quality is the standard one, and whatever the input it is showing accordingly. So apart from the YouTube, you can adjust the picture quality on any source, like either you are playing from the USB, playing from the Miracast or playing from the TV, you have the option to adjust the video accordingly. So in the same way, as I mentioned, in a Kala you have the same options with the Kala also. You can't adjust the picture quality there in a Kala, and it might be because it's a freeware, and you won't have to make the adjustment and log in and all. I mean, there is a no login option also in YouTube as of now in this version. Might be the updated version will have, but as I said, this is not a fully smart projector because it does have the application, but it does not have the Android and any operating system. However, there is a couple of apps installed, which is a good part on this projector, and that make this projector is different from the other projectors. That's a good quality. Even though if you go with the same range of projector, unless and until you will go with the Android version, you won't get the YouTube and these things and the Miracast and all. And that makes this projector different. And there is a last options which we can talk about the setup. Here you can update, set the Wi-Fi. So you simply go to the network and click on Wi-Fi, and they scan the Wi-Fi, and as soon as you scan, all the available Wi-Fi source will display here, and whatever Wi-Fi you have, your own Wi-Fi, you can choose and put the password to connect it. So this is the features from the network perspective. You can assign the IP manually also. You can assign the IP if you have the DSCP enable router. You need not to assign the IP manually, but here the option, you have both the option, auto IP and static IP. Static IP is giving you the features to put the IP address manually and update the network accordingly. You need not to go with the auto IP, but as a normal user, we have to prefer to go with the auto IP. That make our job easier. And moreover, if you are connecting with the Wi-Fi, you won't need to make such adjustment. You simply click on a scan and then connect the device and all. So but the options is here. If you want, you can do. And the last option is the disconnect. You can disconnect by clicking on the last option. If you see here, let me show you from the, now you can see the network, advanced and information. So we are talking about the network part. So here is the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi give you the scan option, and here is the available Wi-Fi networks. So you have to choose any of the Wi-Fi network for which you have the pass key, and you can connect accordingly. And now we are talking about the other part, it's a projection part. So as of now, I have connected this device from the desktop side or from the ground side. So I use the front desktop option, and here you have the multiple option. You can choose the projection mode. So front desktop, rear desktop, front ceiling and rear ceiling. If you want to hang this projector on your roof side, then you have to go with the front ceiling. The rear ceiling is if you want to take the projection on a some source like a kind of a transparent source, so that can use. And the same with the rear desktop. Now we are taking the projection on the wall, and let's suppose if there is a screen between you and projector, then you have to use the rear desktop option. So typically we used to go with the front desktop option because we don't have, typical these kind of things for the theater type of setup, but here we don't have the theater for home user. Just front desktop is more than enough, or we can use the front ceiling. So these are the projection option, and apart from it, you have the option of advanced. In advanced option, you have to select the language, boot source and all. So you need not to temper these settings, leave it as it is. These settings need not to be changed. However, if you want to change the language, I don't think the language change is required here. So English is a common language, so everybody is going to use the English language. And the additional features, here is the option for the sleep time. If you want to play a video and you want to make sure the piece your projector get off in 2 hours and 3 hours, you can set the sleep timer accordingly. And there is an option to online update. You can choose, you can connect the projector from the Wi-Fi and go with the online update. That will be update your device, but I don't know whether the update is available for this particular model or not. But again, the features is there. And the very last thing is the restore the factory default. If you want to, if you have done lots of settings and you are confused how to reset it, so you simply go to the restore factory default. And the very last option is information. So it will be just tell you the information about your projector. There is nothing much there. So it's all about the setup and the things. Feel free to ask the questions if you have any still any doubt or any query related to the settings. Feel free to ask me. And you can just put your question on comment section. I will try to answer as I answering all the queries which is coming on the comment section. And as I promised while starting the video, I will tell you the pros and cons about this projector. As I said, the everything have two different sides. Similar like a coin have two different sides. One side is the different and second side is the different. So here also this projector have some good benefit, some good parts, and at the same time this projector have some bad part. So we have discussed all the good parts. Let's discuss about the parts where you have to think toward. So as we know, we have to end the video with the good end, so I don't want to finish with the bad part. So let's start from the bad part and then we will finish the video with the good part. So there are a couple of things which is not good in this projector. The very first thing is remote. You can't expect the remote functionality or smoothness like a branded remote like a Sony, LG and other brands. The remote is bit sticky. However, it's it's work on a 10 feet and 15 feet different distance easily without any lagging, but the buttons are very hard and the remote quality is average. It's not a good. And the second thing is 3D support. This projector does not support the 3D. So if you have any 3D content, you can't see in it. And moreover, how many people's having the 3D content? So it's useless nowadays, but again, it is missing. And the third thing is the keystone. The keystone of this projector just give you 15 inch plus 15 and minus 15 adjustment at max. So let's talk about the keystone. The keystone is something I'm telling you how the keystone work. Do you see the bottom side it get narrowed and the top it get wider? So this is all about the keystone. If you have to take the display on the different angle, then keystone play a good role. Like we can't put the projector in identical and same very accurate mode or very accurate level. So keystone allow us to level it up. And here the maximum level is plus minus 15. So you see here on the top, you may see it is flapping, and it's all about the keystone. So the keystone playing this kind of feature thing. So here in this projector, keystone maximum give you the plus minus 15. And in the high-end projectors, the keystone work on a 4 side. There is a button in a remote. You can adjust the keystone from left, from right, from top, from bottom. But here in this projector, we can only adjust the keystone from the top and bottom. So, but you can't expect in a 7 or 8,000 or 9,000 price, you can't expect the features like 15,000 projector. So we cannot say it's a bad part. And even if we talk about the 3D features, if the 3D is not there, and there is a no use of 3D, to be very honest, and we have the very rare content of 3D content which we use to play, and in a year or 2 year you will get 1 or 2 content to play the 3D. So 3D is not required, but again it is missing. And the same thing is with the remote. Remote is not too much bad, but yes, it should improve. Okay friend, so it's all about the cons. Now we are talking about the key features and the pros about this projector. And as I said, if you feel like I need to do some adjustment, I need to correct myself, please do write to me. And if you feel like I'm doing the good job, please do subscribe and like to my channel. That will be help me to get more video for you. And soon I will be come with more videos, including a 4K TV and some sound bar and some other things also. So keep watching my channel, you will get the lots of upcoming videos. And I'm going to review the Sony TVs, I'm going to review the Sony sound bar, I'm going to review the Bluetooth headphone, and there are many more things which is going to be reviewed, and you will see the lots of upcoming videos. And also I will put some 4K content on my channel so that it would be easy for you to test your devices over the 4K video. Okay friends, so now we are talking about the pros. So very first or good thing is this is the only projector which is coming from the eGate, or this the EG projector. It's coming with the 2-year warranty, and the good part is the warranty is provided on doorstep. So that is the good part. So if something goes wrong, company is claiming that they will provide the service at the doorstep. So that's the very good part. And company is also claiming this projector is built as per the Indian standard, like it is good to work in a dust environment and all, and the moisture environment. As per company, they have do some adjustment accordingly. And the good part also is this is the BIS certified and GS1 certified projector. That is a key part. Even though it's a Chinese projector, but the company, the importer, is putting some input here and putting some extra things here that makes it different from the other brand. And as you know, there are 3 type of projector available in market: the LED, DLP, LCD. So the DLP, no doubt, having the very much good clarity of picture, but it is very less life of its lamp. So on an average, a DLP projector ain't enough, just 5,000 hours. At the same time, if you go with the LED projector, it will be a very less maintenance projector, and the lamp size, the lamp life is 30,000 hours. Means it will be a long time. You will get you will throw it out, but it will not stop working. So that is a good part. The lamp life is a 30,000, and the company is claiming the luminous is the 27,000, but I am not assuring you like the luminous is 2700 or what, because if you go with the 2 different side, you will get the 2 different options. And even though company has not put anything about the luminous, but I'm assuming it is 2500. At the same time, if you go with the other projector of the range of 5 or 6,000 or 7,000, you will get just 1500 luminous. So this projector have the better luminous. And there is an inbuilt speaker, however is a single speaker, but the speaker sound is good. So even though if you don't have the budget to add the extra sound bar, you have the good sound output with this speaker. So but again, if you want to take the I mean full entertainment like the theater, you have to connect a sound bar or external speakers. And as far as the weight concerned, it's 1.5 kg weight, and the brightness is claimed by the company, the brightness or the contrast ratios. Brightness I have already talked about, the luminous is the 2500. As per the different sites, some site is saying it's a 2700, some site is saying it's a 2400, so I'm assuming it's a 2500. However, the company does not claim what is the actual luminous for this projector. So even though there is no such website where we can get such information, unless and until I miss something. And the contrast ratio, usually the projector which is coming with the range of 6 or 7000, they have the contrast ratio 1000:1, and here the contrast ratio is better. It's a 1500:1. That is much better than the lower end projector. So that's why there is a benefit to pay 1000 and get more features like YouTube, Miracast, Wi-Fi. So this projector allow you to don't connect the device directly with the projector and get the output accordingly. So it's worth to go with this projector, but the thing is, you will get the better output if you have the wall or a screen relevant. If you're taking the output on a wall which is plastic painted and the different color, then you won't get the clarity of the picture. So to get the picture clarity, you should have the appropriate source. So these are the things which is pros and cons I tell you. And at the end, I just tell you one more thing. You are just paying 7,000 and 8,000, so don't expect much with this projector. If you wanted to see pictures and movie on a big screen, you have to use this projector or go with this projector. I saw the cricket and it seems very good. However, my experience with the non 4K, simple HD content, it doesn't very much impressive. I'm using a Sony TV, so I'm comparing with the Sony TV. That's why I'm not much satisfied with the picture. But again, the Sony TV is costing 80,000 and this projector is costing just 8,000, so there is a no comparison. But the quality which we are getting in just 8,000, it's amazing. So this is all about this projector, my friend. Please do subscribe my channel if you think I'm up to the mark, or even though if I'm not up to the mark, please put your comment on comment section. That will be help me to improve in the next video. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye.